I had been out that night with a buddy of mine. A couple of guys came up and got me from behind.
Richard Rawlings has finally broken his silence on the shocking split with Aaron Kaufman. After years of building cars and creating magic together, their partnership ended in heartbreak. Now Richard reveals the truth about his split with Aaron Laufman. The story of one dream and a garage. In Dallas, Texas, two men from very different backgrounds unexpectedly met. Richard Rawlings, an energetic man with a quick wit, was looking for something more than his busy printing business. He was passionate about cars, especially hot rods, and dreamed of a life centered around that passion. On the other hand, Aaron Kaufman, a quiet man with a long beard and skilled hands, had a talent for fixing broken machines. Kaufman had the ability to see beauty in rusted metal, seeing potential where others saw decay. When Rawlings first laid eyes on Kaufman, he did not just see a man working in a garage. He saw someone special. Kaufman's meticulousness stood out to Rawlings like never before. While others viewed old items as trash, Kaufman saw potential in them. His proficiency in building and fixing things was almost like an art. Each weld and engine repair done by him displayed accuracy and attention to detail. Rawlings understood that this wasn't just skill, it was brilliance. Rawlings had a thought when he realized he did not want an ordinary garage. Instead, he wanted a place where cars could be turned into works of art, not just fixed. He envisioned bringing old, neglected cars back to life. Kaufman, although quiet, understood and supported Rawlings' vision. Together, in 2002, they founded Gas Monkey Garage, which quickly became famous in the car industry. From the start, Rawlings and Kaufman were very different. Rawlings was always on the go, thinking about the next big opportunity, while Kaufman was quiet and focused on perfection. Rawlings was outgoing and boundary-pushing, while Kaufman preferred to work behind the scenes, making the impossible possible through hard work and attention to detail. In the beginning, there were a lot of challenges. Rawlings would bring in new and exciting projects with tight deadlines, and Kaufman would step up to face the task. Their mix of enthusiasm and perseverance, of business sense and skill, led to a unique synergy. There was always some tension between them, but they kept achieving success. Rawlings kept the projects coming, and Kaufman ensured that every car they worked on was exceptional. News started to circulate in the car world. Gas Monkey Garage was not just an ordinary auto repair shop. It was a place where dreams became reality. People talked about the amazing transformations that took place there, where old cars were restored to be stunning and powerful. Soon, the reputation of Gas Monkey Garage extended beyond Dallas. In 2012, Discovery Channel scouts found a garage where cars were being built, but it was also a place where a fiery and daring Rawlings partnered with the calm and precise Kaufman. This unique chemistry caught the network's attention, and they decided to start filming, which transformed everything. Fast and Loud premiered and captivated audiences right from the start. The show was not only about cars, but also about two men with distinct styles coming together to make something amazing. Fans enjoyed the fast pace, tight deadlines, and dramatic builds, but especially enjoyed watching Rawlings and Kaufman work together. The dynamic between them was genuine and intense. Each episode had a structure. Rawlings searched for new projects, negotiating with sellers to acquire overlooked treasures. Then Kaufman transformed rough, rusty cars into stunning masterpieces. Their collaborations sparked inspiration among countless viewers. Old muscle cars and vintage machines were revived with the distinctive Gas Monkey Garage touch. As the TV show became more popular, the garage also expanded. Gas Monkey Garage transformed from a small shop in Dallas to a well-known name worldwide. Viewers from all over tuned in to watch car enthusiasts showcase their legendary builds under thrilling pressure. The unforgettable partnership between the two men was a highlight for fans who did not just see cars, but also viewed them as art, representing struggle and the bond between the two partners. Their impact extended beyond just TV. After watching the show, young car enthusiasts were inspired to work on restoring and rebuilding cars. Classic American muscle cars saw a resurgence in popularity, and custom fabrication became more respected. Gas Monkey Garage wasn't just a business anymore. It symbolized creativity, ambition, and passion. However, amidst all the excitement and noise of the bright lights and loud engines, there was something more subdued occurring. The strong bond between Rawlings and Kaufman that fueled their successful partnership was also becoming more intense. While television brought them fame, it also brought along increased expectations and stress, with tighter deadlines and more pressure. Rawlings focused on maintaining their momentum and pursuing larger and faster opportunities, while Kaufman prioritized staying committed to quality craftsmanship and not allowing speed to compromise their work. Their contrasting qualities, which used to be a cause of strength, started causing tension in their partnership. While the world witnessed their success, there were growing challenges behind the scenes. They faced the looming question of how much longer they could work together as two very different individuals in the face of fame and high expectations. The tale of Gas Monkey Garage goes beyond just cars and TV. It's about two guys who met at the perfect moment. This story is about having a vision, skill, energy, and being patient. It's about the magic that occurs when different people work together. Richard Rawlings and Aaron Kaufman did not just create a garage. They created a story that motivated many and made a lasting impact on car culture. However, just like any other story, there is a moment that changes everything. Rawlings and Kaufman faced an uncertain future. Let's dive more into the story. When the garage became a stage. The change started slowly, almost unnoticed by many at first. The cameras were recording, the engines were loud, and things at the garage appeared to be the same as before. When filming for the show Fast and Loud began, Gas Monkey Garage still felt like its usual self. Richard Rawlings, with his fast-talking and boundless energy, searched for cars that seemed beyond repair. He saw potential where others only saw decay. After agreements were made, Aaron Kaufman, cool and meticulous, worked his magic. The dynamic between them was perfect. Rawlings was quick, negotiating deals and persuading sellers. Kaufman, on the other hand, had a skilled touch in reviving cars. Their partnership flowed smoothly and authentically as they both did what they enjoyed, Rawlings finding the vehicles and Kaufman restoring them with expertise. When the initial shows were shown on TV, viewers could feel the excitement. It wasn't just about automobiles. It was about two men with contrasting personalities who managed to click. The audience adored the connection between them. One was boisterous and daring, while the other was reserved and precise. Their dynamic was genuine, which made it impactful. The show became extremely popular, with millions of viewers tuning in every week. The network, Discovery Channel, saw it as a valuable asset. However, increased fame brought more pressure. They had to do larger builds and meet tighter deadlines. Each project had to end with an exciting reveal to keep fans interested. Gradually, what started as a tale of skill and love transformed into something different. The focus of the garage changed from just cars to being about enjoyment and entertainment. Kaufman noticed the change more than anyone else. He always took his time and believed in being patient. To him, a car was not just a machine, it was a creation. He carefully planned every detail of the car before even picking up a tool. His dedication to patience is what made Gas Monkey Garage's reputation. Their cars were not hastily put together. They were crafted with precision and care. However, television was not willing to wait. It mandated quickness and excitement. Narratives wanted to be condensed into a few weeks instead of dragging on for months. The cameras wanted to capture developments constantly. Producers aimed for moments filled with suspense, tension, and resolution in each episode. The focus shifted from just featuring cars to ensuring that viewers stayed engaged. Kaufman felt overwhelmed by the tight deadlines. He did not have enough time to properly work on projects that wanted months of attention. He had to hurry through his work, which led to cutting corners. This made the work feel superficial and took away the joy it used to bring. His passion for fabrication turned into a stressful rush to meet unrealistic time limits. Rawlings excelled in the chaos and found success on television. He was able to multitask, communicate with clients, solve problems, and keep things moving with an energy that the cameras enjoyed. The fast pace was not a burden for him, but rather a cause of motivation. Even when faced with setbacks, he was able to turn them into captivating moments for television. His keen business sense matched well with the entertainment industry. Every season, the contrast in how they perceived the new reality became more apparent. Rawlings focused on the overall growth, marketing, and potential for growth. Conversely, Kaufman paid attention to the specific issues like loose bolts, hurried welds, and compromised designs. He believed that the essence of Gas Monkey was being lost. The cameras posed a new challenge. The previously private creative space now felt crowded. All conversations were being recorded. Frustrations and mistakes were being broadcasted. The garage now belonged to the viewers, not the builders. Kaufman found it difficult because he preferred to work in peace and quiet. The loud sounds of production made it hard for him to concentrate. His desire for perfection conflicted with the constant pressure to work quickly and create exciting content. While he wanted to create great works of art, television prioritized fast results and surprising twists. As time passed, the tension increased. The garage, which used to be a place of creativity, now felt like a performance space. The car builds were no longer just practical, they were for show. Gas Monkey's identity was changing because of TV, not its founders. Rawlings fully embraced the fame and opportunities that came with it. He enjoyed being in the spotlight. On the other hand, Kaufman struggled to handle the attention and demands that came with his success. He saw his passion for building projects get overshadowed by the pressures of meeting deadlines and managing production schedules. Every rushed project felt like a part of him was being lost. The show's success gave them fame, recognition, and opportunity, but it also made them question the true values of Gas Monkey. Did it prioritize skill and creativity, or was it more focused on entertainment and expansion? The response varied depending on the person you talked to. Rawlings believed it was a combination of both options. On the other hand, Kaufman thought it could only be one of the choices. Both men were at a point where they had to make a decision. Their strong connection was being challenged in new ways. The trust and harmony between them started to weaken. The garage and their relationship had undergone changes. In its core, it was a basic fact. Two men, connected by strong emotions, had created something remarkable. However, passion can manifest in various ways. One man found excitement in making deals and experiencing growth, while the other took delight in achieving perfection through careful and patient work. Cars were being manufactured and sold globally. However, what people did not notice was the hidden battle in garages, the struggle between prioritizing speed or excellence and putting on a flashy display versus focusing on what truly matters. This was a crucial moment in their relationship, when passion collided with pressure. In many cases, creative ideas start off well when the people involved are in agreement. However, if these ideas start to diverge, it can lead to conflicts and break partnerships. This happened at Gas Monkey Garage, where a shared dream between a craftsman and a businessman turned into a battle between passion and practicality, creativity and time constraints, and authenticity and entertainment. For a while, everything was running smoothly. Cars were coming in, buildings were going out, and cameras were recording everything in between. However, there was trouble brewing beneath the surface. It began quietly with some creative disagreements, but those disagreements escalated into something that couldn't be ignored. Eventually, it reached a breaking point that shook the garage to its core and left fans shocked. Kaufman was not just a mechanic, he was also a skilled craftsman, an artist, and a dreamer with a unique ability to see the potential in metal, engines, and design. He was eager to turn his creative sketches into reality, take daring chances, and show that cars could be more than just vehicles. They could be works of art. As time passed, his vision expanded beyond what could be shown on TV. He no longer desired to simply restore cars or make quick changes for entertainment. Instead, he aimed to create revolutionary builds that mandated time, accuracy, and a commitment lasting for months. One specific project that perfectly exemplified this division was the eco-boosted De Tomaso Pantera. Kaufman saw it as a symbol of everything he enjoyed about working with metal and machinery: the intricate designs, new ideas, and the drive to achieve greatness. It wasn't just a car in need of repair, it was an opportunity to push the boundaries of what could be achieved in the field of automotive engineering. The Pantera was the ideal starting point for the kind of work he was passionate about, challenging projects that pushed his abilities to the limit and let his imagination run free. Every day, Kaufman entered the garage with notebooks full of drawings. His concepts were bold, with changes that wanted custom-made parts and lots of research. These were not easy solutions for cameras. They were visions that would require thorough testing and late nights of brainstorming. For him, this was the real essence of the art. However, in a TV industry focused on timelines, his visions often faced time constraints. Rawlings had a heavy responsibility as the head of Gas Monkey Garage. He was in charge of keeping the business running smoothly and turning it into a successful TV empire. Networks expected him to provide content regularly and meet deadlines without fail. The pressure was high, with drama and excitement always surrounding the show. Rawlings had to balance schedules, work with producers, and make sure the fans stayed interested in the show. He not only had to focus on the cars, but also on the empire built around them. The two men had a major disagreement that was hard to miss. Kaufman was a perfectionist who wanted a lot of time to perfect his work, something that television did not offer. He liked to spend hours perfecting one part of his work until it met his high standards. However, TV mandated quick action and a timely conclusion within set time limits. Kaufman's patience and attention to detail were seen as delays by television. On the other hand, Rawlings believed in moving quickly and getting things done, which Kaufman saw as sacrificing quality. The workload increased and Kaufman started feeling exhausted. He started working long days, sometimes up to 18 hours. Kaufman would often work late into the night, trying to meet his high standards and the requirements for filming the next day. He looked tired, and the joy that used to show on his face began to fade. At the same time, Rawlings was also under a lot of pressure, balancing deadlines and network demands with little time to relax. The toll was not just on the body, but also on the emotions. The easy conversations became difficult. What used to be a friendly atmosphere turned into one filled with tension and frustration. Kaufman wanted to push the limits of design and create something artistic. Rawlings mandated projects that suited television's pace and kept viewers engaged. Kaufman reached a breaking point when he realized he was betraying his fundamental beliefs. The garage, which had previously been a place of inspiration, now felt suffocating. The cars lined up for filming no longer seemed like exciting projects, but rather constraints. What had brought him happiness before now seemed confining. He thought about the future and saw hurried projects, missed opportunities, and a direction that did not align with the skilled worker he aspired to be. During a very busy time making a TV show, Kaufman made up his mind. The deadlines were approaching fast, and he felt overwhelmed. He realized he couldn't keep going without sacrificing who he truly was. Kaufman had a decision to make: stick with the security and fame of TV or leave to follow his passion. He had to choose between playing it safe or being true to himself. In 2017, something significant happened. Kaufman made a choice that would have a big impact. His leaving surprised everyone in the car industry. Fans of the partnership were shocked. How could a team that appeared so strong suddenly fall apart? The reason was not about betrayal or anger, but about two different ideas that could no longer work together. Kaufman saw it as a way to continue being true to his art. Rawlings viewed it as the start of a new period with its difficulties. To the fans who had followed their progress, it marked the end of a significant time. Their differing creative ideas caused a rift in their partnership. Even though the garage remained open, it lacked the special harmony of earlier times. During this period, Gas Monkey Garage's story was not only about working on cars. It involved the balance between following your passion and handling stress, as well as clashes that arise when different creative ideas clash. Kaufman leaving served as a lesson that sometimes, even when things are going well, the toughest choice is to leave in order to stay true to yourself. When the garage lost its beating heart. The news was shocking and unexpected, causing a major impact on the car industry. Aaron Kaufman, known for his skilled hands and intelligence, was leaving Gas Monkey Garage, a place where he had played a crucial role for many years. Their partnership had resulted in numerous successful projects and a popular TV show. But now, everything was falling apart. Fans were deeply affected by the news. It felt like a close family member had passed away. They had watched these two men fix rusted cars and turn them into something amazing since they were kids. The news caused a huge reaction on social media, with fans expressing shock and sadness from all over the world. People were confused, upset, and filled with unanswered questions. How could this iconic partnership on automotive TV come to such an abrupt end? However, below the surface and away from the cameras, the truth was more complicated than most people realized. Gossip and rumors spread through the industry, each with its explanation. Some said there were money issues, implying that Aaron felt he wasn't getting enough credit for his work at Gas Monkey. Others believed there were disagreements over creative vision. Aaron, who appreciated precision and artistry, may have felt restricted in expressing his skills. There were rumors of intense arguments happening in private. Unresolved tensions started coming to the surface more often and with more intensity. Richard Rawlings and Aaron had a partnership based on their contrasting personalities. Richard was talkative and had big ideas, while Aaron was quiet and mechanically skilled. Initially, their differences complemented each other well. They were like a powerful force working together. However, as time passed, the energy that once fueled their partnership turned into too much conflict to handle. Industry experts were careful when talking about times when the two men couldn't agree on the future of the garage. Richard believed that the TV, business deals, and entertainment world mandated speed and excitement. On the other hand, Aaron found happiness in taking the time to give each build the attention and care it wanted. The tension between them grew as they continued to film, and the very success of the show started to drive them apart. Richard eventually confessed that their contrasting personalities, which used to be advantageous, had now turned into a major hindrance. The show magnified every argument and any slight difference in their ideas. When they were just two men working in a garage in Dallas, life was easy. However, once they found themselves in the spotlight of a television empire, the organic rhythm that made their work unique sometimes couldn't withstand the pressure. While fans witnessed joy and energy on the screen, there were hidden feelings of frustration and sacrifices behind the scenes. Aaron found that as time went on, the pressure he felt became more intense. He used to enjoy restoring old vehicles, but now he felt constrained. Meeting deadlines became more important than being creative. Creating drama was prioritized over being accurate. The work that used to bring him joy became a burden. His satisfaction in his work was slowly diminishing due to the constant demand for speed. It was evident that he was stuck in a place where his artistic side was being suppressed. He walked away, which surprised people, but he did not dwell on it. Aaron quickly moved forward and started a new business in Dallas called ArcLight Fabrication. This new venture reflected his true self, a builder, dreamer, and craftsman who valued doing things correctly. The shop was calm, peaceful, and focused solely on creating quality work without the distraction of cameras or time limits. ArcLight quickly became the space Aaron had always wanted. He worked on elaborate projects he had been dreaming about for years. His focus was on making high-quality aftermarket parts for old Ford F-100 trucks. Each piece was made with precision to not only work well, but also to make the trucks a blend of traditional and modern performance. Aaron made sure each item that left his shop was perfect and had his full attention. Aaron found freedom in his garage. He was in charge and made all the decisions without giving in. The garage wasn't just for fun anymore, it was for doing great work. Because of this freedom, he remembered why he started working with tools in the first place. He found joy in it. However, while he was working on his future plans, many fans were wondering if there would ever be a reunion between Richard and Aaron. People were curious if the two men who had made a big impact on automotive television would reconcile. The idea of them coming back together was always a possibility. Richard and Aaron both mentioned the possibility vaguely, without committing to anything specific. Their individual achievements had relieved them from financial burdens and time constraints, allowing them to concentrate solely on their interests. Car enthusiasts and dreamers around the world are eagerly anticipating the possibility of two highly skilled and experienced individuals joining forces to create something truly remarkable. They believe that by combining their talents, knowledge, and passion for extraordinary car builds, they could surpass even their previous greatest achievements. Currently, they are pursuing different paths, one focused on being charismatic on television and driven in business, while the other focuses on intricate craftsmanship and the inner workings of machines.